This meeting is being recorded.
This meeting is being recorded. Okay, got it. So, okay. We have a new product. And firstly, all of the science research behind it is going to be discussed at Global Convention. You can get a virtual ticket for $35 US, which is about $50. And you can hear all of the science about the new product, which I highly recommend because it's just, you're going to want to have that in your back pocket for the people who are a bit skeptical or something. Like some people will just go, oh, I'm going to give it a try because other people are having amazing results, and some people are going to want, more information. But basically, and that gives you access to the convention kit as well. So you'll be able to buy the convention kit if you have a ticket. And I was told get up early on the 15th of September if you want to get a convention kit. So firstly, metabolism. What is it? Why would you want to improve your metabolic health? Essentially, metabolism is cellular function, body function. Your metabolism and how cells are operating, processing, communicating determines everything, right? Everything's interconnected. And so it affects your energy levels, it affects your weight, it affects your sleep, it affects your hormone balance, it affects your cognitive performance. It is just, if you improve your metabolic health, you're going to have more sustained energy. You're going to have sharper memory and recall, better endurance, better, more stable mood, more balanced hormones, clearer skin, decreased wrinkles. Yay. They were saying yesterday that, metabolism and aging are inextricably linked. They go hand in hand and you can't separate them, because if you're not, one of the closest indicators to aging is actually glucose spikes. Didn't know that. Because when you eat food, you spike glucose and you also spike cortisol. So you actually get a stress response from eating food in your body. So if you can balance blood sugar levels, balance those, ease the spikes, make short, fast digested into a slow process. So basically turning carbs from fast to slow digestion. That actually slows that aging process. It slows that stress response in the body. So essentially, a lot of people, are all about longevity, and but doTERRA has really taken an interest in not just how do we live longer, but how do we live better longer? How do we live younger longer? How do we actually get to 90 and still be that lady on the beach doing yoga that I saw yesterday? I don't think she was 90, but she was doing better at yoga than me, right? And she was probably older than my mom. And quite frankly, my mom is fitter than me as well. So we want to live better longer. And some of that is a mindset as well. But if we can keep the inflammation and stress response lower, if we can give ourselves more of the good stuff, reduce the bad stuff, it's all that kind of same philosophy. And this product has been coined as the greatest launch in all of direct sales. It's huge. This is the fact that we have something natural, that is going to address metabolism when 90-something% of the Australian population have some kind of pre-metabolic, there's stuff going on. About nearly 40% have metabolic syndrome. That's like nearly half the population. But 90-something% of the population is on the pathway to metabolic syndrome. Like only about 7% of people are actually like not having issues with metabolism. It's crazy. Is actually, if you want to talk about pandemics, whew, this is like, so 91% of people in Australia have some insulin resistance. That was the stat, but yeah. So, and 30% metabolic syndrome. So a third of people. Better get my stats right. It's a lot. This doesn't have to be accurate. It's just a lot. A lot of people are really sick, and we need to do better. Meanwhile, the anti-aging industry, Jackie shared the other day, by 2030, not that I expect any of us to still be doing the same thing by 2030, but agenda anti-aging 2030, $422 billion industry. So by 2030, it'll be a $442 billion industry. And that's mostly Gen X, which is our generation, driving this need to look good, to stay young, reverse the signs of aging, all that sort of thing. So it's like we are the guilty party. You can't even blame the baby boomers anymore. So one of the really interesting things that was shared yesterday was about fake fats, and I've done videos on this and I need to do another one, but it's a huge, what you put in your mouth is important. There's a lady at Geraldine's uni who's 80 doing yoga. Yeah, I want to be that lady who's like, bodybuilder at 90 or something. Like, I need to actually start. But I do yoga.
She's actually studying. Studying. Yeah, not just her brain. Yeah, studying.
Oh, there was that. I don't know if you ever read that book about that guy who went to school at 96 or something and learned to read and write. He was a Black American, grew up in a slave family or something, and just didn't get an education, and decided to go back to school at like 96 or 98 or something, and got an education. So yeah, and so I want to be those people. I want to be like still functioning, and we have the greatest challenge, right? We really have the greatest challenge. We have so much in our environment. We have so much sprayed everywhere. But also the trans fat situation, the fake fats, is huge, because that's where we make our hormones. That's where our cell membrane is made of a bilipid membrane. It's made of lipids, which are fats, right? So if it's what you put into your body is the building blocks of what you're creating new cell membranes out of, what you're creating new hormones out of. So this is a major, major problem that we need to think about, the quality of the fats that we put into our bodies. So the fake fat industry, all the vegetable oils, canola oils, rancid, whatever, trans fats, all that sort of stuff, just get out of your diet. Just stop. just don't do that. That's a bad idea, because your brain's made of fat, right? And we've got all these neurodegenerative diseases, and we're like, oh, gee, I wonder, like, we think that neurodegeneration is part of aging. And I'd just like to say here and now, that is bollocks. That is not a philosophy you want to subscribe to. I don't subscribe to that. People that say, oh yeah, my mom, they just fell and they broke a hip because like aging. I'm like, no, it's because of the crap that we're putting in our bodies. That our body can't build the right structures when you're putting fake stuff in. So get back to real food. That's really important. This product does not replace the LLV and all that. The LLV is your foundational stuff. And I think it was Jackie shared the other day that if you wanted to go and buy at the supermarket the nutrition that you get in the LLV, you'd have to buy a shopping trolley full of $1,300 worth of groceries. Like, you need to eat a lot of food to get that nutritional foundation. I actually knew a lady who sat down and she worked out like her daily dosage requirements for all the different vitamins and stuff. And she was a really healthy eater, lots of vegetables and fish, and that's pretty much her diet. And she said, I've done it. I've sat down and calculated, I've done the maths, and I can't eat enough food to get the base foundation of what I need, right? So it's a healthy person trying to look at her nutrition and just going, I can't get it but it just requires too much. So now part of that is because we all have absorption issues now. We all have, we're not functioning optimally. So what we're putting in is not really being fully utilized. And that's part of what this can help, because as we're dealing with the metabolic stuff, we're actually allowing ourselves to communicate better, function more effectively, all that sort of stuff. And that the oils do that as well. But the LLV is foundational, right? Get on it. It is your baseline nutritional stuff, and it is amazing. Like, they gave it to us at basically cost price because they just want people to have this product. It is so foundational. And I know that I think it's the Olympic swim team or someone is looking at it, like, because it is so good, those who understand the value really, really want this stuff in their lives. So we have to do that. We have to, have your grapefruit or lemon in your water, that sort of thing. Do that as a preparation, but the Smart and Sassy's actually been, so part of this meta system that's being released is the Smart and Sassy reconfigured. So it's actually got a higher proportion of grapefruit and lemon in it. So in preparation, if you want to prepare now for when you get it, start having more grapefruit and lemon in your water. So Nat Goddard was sharing, like, it's helping suppress her cravings when she gets onto it in between meals, and people are losing weight really, really rapidly. But it's not just, this is not a weight loss program, right? Weight loss is a side effect when you're addressing the underlying metabolic issues, if that's your metabolic issue. I am already underweight. I don't need to lose weight, but I'm hoping to correct metabolic issues that I'm having because I'm not absorbing nutrients properly. And so I'm really excited to try this as well. And it's really spooky, right? Yesterday morning, I was meditating about what I needed to do for my health, and collagen came into my mind. I was just like, collagen, like, do I need to go on? I don't know, like, so I just was like, I'm just going to sit with it. I don't know. And one of the new products in this line is marine collagen, really good quality, amazing. And I was just like, are you kidding? So I'm so excited. But anyway, so do join to get the full research from Convention, but it's essentially all of the toxicity we're surrounded by is creating oxidative stress, right? All of the stress in our lives is creating free radicals and oxidative stress in our bodies. And Joanna yesterday called it rusting. You know, basically aging is a form of rusting in your body. So the same way oxygen turns iron into rust, in our body, those free radicals, and they're oxidation, we're rusting internally. That's aging, is just breaking down cells faster than we can repair them, right? So we have that ability to repair and heal, but because we've got such an assault from environmental stuff, from all the things, but particularly stress. We're all stressed. We're all busy. Well, I'm not that busy, but we're all stressed. That causes a huge burden on our body to repair and to correct that oxidative stress. And so that's why, you know, we hear the buzzword antioxidants and stuff, right? Antioxidants are, they basically mop up those free radicals. And we know that a lot of oils are really powerful antioxidants. So use your oils, seriously. But even your DNA is affected by this rust situation. It's getting damaged. Every day it's getting damaged. They talk about like every day you have 10,000 chances, or whatever it is, many chances to get cancer if the DNA isn't repaired, or if the cell isn't pushed into apoptosis, if it can't be repaired. So the other thing that I found really interesting was that when you're stressed, the way the DNA wraps around the histone, it becomes unavailable. It's like a protective thing, so that I guess it doesn't get its damaged, but also those genes then can't be transcribed. So that's epigenetics. That's how you turn on and off genes, is how tightly it's bound around histone. So it kind of keeps it all coiled up, or it relaxes and it can be transcribed. So the thing is, if we're in a permanent state of stress and our DNA is like, protect me, we're not able to transcribe all of our necessary genes for all the processes. And so our body's not doing things efficiently and effectively. And we are losing capacity to heal ourselves and to create balance and all that sort of stuff. So it's really important that we decrease that stress and decrease that rust effect in our body, and have the full complement of our genes being transcribed as it needs to happen for healing and repair and all that sort of thing. So it's really important to have lots of antioxidants, a really healthy diet, but also the other thing, and it was really interesting, we're talking about like certain global events right now, global threats can really damage and cause a lot of oxidative stress, but really in the mitochondria as well. So mitochondria is your energy production. The energy production is less efficient with age and stress. You get more free radicals after the age of 35, which I am just not even there yet. No, I refuse to be over 35. So that energy production becomes less efficient as well, and certain prickly proteins that are in the world right now also impact on that. So the fact that this can address threats that are happening in the world at this time might be really valuable to many people we know and love. help protect and restore the mitochondria. It's really important. Also helping cells communicate, like as we mop up the free radicals and help everything kind of be less stressed, cells are going to communicate more effectively, processes are going to happen more effectively. It's, oh, by the way, all the highest, not the highest, but really powerful antioxidant oils, that's what the Smart and Sassy, Slim and Sassy, whatever it is, Smart and Sassy was originally designed as, like really powerful antioxidant. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. They're high on the ORAC scale anyway. Another thing I learned I didn't know, did you know that the LLV, the vitamins are actually made more bioavailable through the way that they culture and develop them? So they're natural, they're whole food, but they're actually made more bioavailable. They're ready for absorption and use by the body through a special kind of the way that they produce them. It's really cool. It's amazing, the science and research that goes into our products. Just know how amazing they are. So we need to remember that all of our systems are interrelated. People that go to the doctor and get told, oh, your thyroid hormone's a bit low, or your gallbladder's not working properly, we'll just take it out, or whatever. We are a system. It all interrelates. You can't pick one bit that's not working and just pluck it out. You're not fixing anything, okay? So we really need to address it at a holistic level, and the holistic level is the metabolism. It's your metabolic system, right? So so the new products, let's talk about the new products specifically. We've got a reconfigured Smart and Sassy, right? So what it does is it stops those spikes. It suppresses cravings. It's actually, research that's going to be shared at convention will tell you that it stops fat cells from maturing. So if you don't want to create more fat in your body, you want to stop fat cells from growing and maturing. And so it's actually going to help limit the fat cell maturation, which means that you're going to have less of them taking on stuff. But having said that, like, we need to then be aware of, like, often that's where we put toxins and things. So we need to, like, make sure we're detoxing our body and doing all the right things, because we don't want that to just go somewhere else. In the assist, there's berberine, which stabilizes blood sugars. That's a herb that's been used for some time, but it's with mulberry leaf, and it's just amazing. It works with the body. So it's different to other systems that are out there trying to suppress, stop metabolism, absorption, things like that. Like, it's actually working with the body to just make processes better, more effective. Like I said, this is the one that turns the carbs from fast to slow. So yes, it's meta PWR, metabolic assist. It's called metabolic assist. So decreases post-meal spikes, supports healthy insulin sensitivity, supports healthy blood sugar responses, stabilizes energy throughout the day. So people are talking about a lot of people that have started trying it because they've got some of the presidential diamonds to, like, test it out. Some of them are going like, I'm 50, but I feel 20 again. Some of them are like, I've only done it for 8 days and I've already lost 4 pounds. Like, there's just so much excitement over this. So the Meta PWR Advantage. So the advantage is a collagen, promotes healthy biological aging, activates longevity genes. So it's actually allowing, like I was talking about before, changing the DNA conformation to actually allow the proper genes to be expressed, to improves cognitive function, supports lean muscle and connective tissue. So it's really supporting that fascia and connective tissue as well. That's really important. Improves skin elasticity and firmness. And it's got NMN in it. And actually the Australian market's going to be even better than the US because our TGA wanted a different. Anyway, they're going to be so jealous. But that's one of the things with the current global threat thing. Everyone talked about having NAD. And it was really funny because, funny for me, when I looked through all the things that people were talking about, nearly every ingredient was already there. Like people were like, take pine needle tea and take this, take milk thistle and take this and take this. Nearly every single one of those things is in the LLV, right? So take your LLV, okay? That's just like, take your LLV. I don't know how many times I can say it. The other thing was when I looked up pine needle tea, it's pine, but it's also a lot of other tree oils, and that doTERRA have recently brought out Northern Escape and the Midnight Forest. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, like it's like they knew, they've just been inspired to make these amazing blends that are a lot of wood oils, really protective. But the one thing I couldn't find was the NAD. And everyone's like, oh, you need NAD, you need NAD. That's, guess what? It's in the Meta Advantage. And it's actually, so it's not NAD itself, it's a precursor, but it's just going to give so much more energy and amazing repair, mitochondrial support, all that stuff. It's so cool. It's amazing that these things are coming out right now, because I'm just so blown away by the fact that this stuff was in my mind, like, oh, I've found every ingredient except the NAD, and then doTERRA go, oh, here you go. Oh, thank you. So I'm just checking what else I've got. Assist. So mulberry leaves provide 1-deoxynogermycin, a compound that inhibits sugar metabolism, turning fast carbs into slow carbs. Right. So that's in the assist. The berberine is known as an AMP-activated protein kinase activator. You'll want to know that, obviously, because you'll sleep better at night knowing this. Insulin-independent hypoglycemic effect is related to inhibition of mitochondrial function, stimulation of glycolysis, and activation of the AMPK pathway, in addition to acting as an alpha glucosidase inhibitor. See, you'll all just sleep better now knowing that. What? Well, you will if you take the product, okay? Because then you're going to balance your metabolism and then you'll sleep better. The thing is, the point of that is there's real science behind this stuff, right? And it's natural. So they've found the best natural sources to put the science into practice and make it available to us. And it's just amazing. So this person's like, within 3 days of using this product, their energy was back after 3 weeks of struggling with, people are having results in 3 or 4 days. Like it's amazing. Let's see. Is there anything else that I really need to share right now? Get your convention tickets. this is just healing at such a global systemic way. Oh, that's the other thing in the advantage. So the collagen and NMR, and whatever it is, product. Nat said she was feeling stronger taking that, feeling a lot stronger physically, mental clarity. But it's really interesting because there are other collagen products on the market, but it's really hard to make them bioavailable, right? So when you take another product, you're only absorbing about 3 to 4%, whereas doTERRA's far more bioavailable. You absorb about 16%, which is phenomenal compared to the industry average of 3%. So they know what they're doing. And they do such an amazing job bringing us the most amazing products with, it's just like, I just can't even do it. Yeah. So we will live a far longer, healthier, happier, amazing life. Did you have any questions, Geraldine or Layla? Leila? No. Did I miss anything? Oh, it's going to release. So convention is in a couple of weeks in America. So if you have a ticket, you'll be able to buy the kit from there. Otherwise, it will be available NFR to us, so we can buy from the US, I think from October. They have got it with the TGA here now. So it will be released directly into the Australian market at some point, maybe with our convention next year, maybe sooner, I'm not sure. But who wants to wait that long? and so I'm like, I want this now. So it's really, yeah, I think the release is to the American market in October. I think that they will bring it out as soon as they can in Australia, or they might have to bring out some products and wait for because the TGA want them to tweak the collagen one slightly to have that other ingredient, because they don't like the one they're doing in the US, but it actually is going to make ours even better. So that's really cool. But it's, yeah, October in the US. Yes. Yep. So we will be able to purchase it from the US. But there's still, the TGA is the hardest approval to get pretty much in the world. And so the fact that doTERRA are willing to go through this to make this available to us is so awesome. Because I don't envy them trying to get stuff through the TGA. But they've got, I'm pretty sure they've got 2 of the 3 already pretty much through, and 1 they just have to tweak. But that also gives us, once it's gone through the TGA, we'll get a list of things that we're allowed to say about it, which are probably all the things that I just said that I'm not allowed to say. But yeah, then we'll have, and this is the thing, no other product out there has this, nothing else, no other, there's all these programs and all this stuff, but none of it is going to be like this. Like, this is just groundbreaking stuff. And it's really exciting that we can bring this to the world, and to get it through the TGA and have that list of things that we are authorized to say will be really cool. So, yay. Oh, yeah, this is exciting. And it was funny because Nat Goddard shared yesterday that she tested out her glucose spikes with a big piece of chocolate cake. Not suggesting anyone, but yeah, she said, like, she couldn't even get her glucose to spike eating something like a piece of chocolate cake. It's works so well. So I know a lot of people are going to be having fun testing that one. But yeah, so I'm really excited for what this, because I don't think people really understand how fundamental metabolic health is and how far from healthy we all are. Like, I'm a healthy person and I know that I have metabolic issues. So I'm like, if I'm as healthy as I am and I know that I have stuff, I know that everyone else needs this product. Like, I'm just that. We have inherited, like, we have this whole generation that were brought up now on 80 something thousand synthetic chemicals in our food, in our personal care, in our environment. Like, it's huge. I mean, that figure's old, but I know it's like over 80,000. It's probably over 100,000 by now. And many of them are known neurotoxins and this and that, and they're still in our food and in our personal care, and plus the antibiotics, plus the, anti-anxiety meds and the antidepressants and the anti-this and the anti-that. Like, it's such a huge messed up metabolism. And if we can just get it working again, like, if we can actually get this working again, it shifts everything, because we will feel better, we will have energy, we will sleep better, we will have balance, we will have, and I'm a huge advocate for like intermittent fasting, fruit fasting, healthy whole food, all those other things as well, because I think that's fundamental. But to be able to step that up with this and actually, like, create change in such a phenomenal way, naturally, but kind of naturally on steroids, right? It's like, it's so exciting. So thanks for joining, and I hope you're as excited as I am. I'm just so, everyone's like, I can't wait to try. So you'll have to give feedback into the page, and when you've tried it, when we all get our kits, we'll be like, right, what did you get? How did you go? So thanks for joining, guys.